Yeah, so looking at the starting lineup, it's going to be Robbie Keneally, Preston Boers on your front row. Then you're going to have Dalton Collins, Travis Pryor in your second row, Robert Barber, Scott Formosa in your third row. Those are teammates there in row number 3. And then in your fourth row is going to be Kevin and Jeff Dillon. And row number 5 is going to be the 36, Kelsey Rogers. And the 3, Casey Clark. There. And then you're going to have Chuck Chambly and Louis Robinette in row number 6. Then you're going to have Chris Miller, Nicholas Wing in row number 7. Jackie Palmore and TJ Rooker in row number 8. And you're going to have Trevor Edwards and Matt Vade in row number 9. And then in row 10, you're going to have Jonathan Smith in the 23 and the 71 of Austin Victory with Zach Coyer or Chris Stapler not making the race here.
And EOL penalties include Chuck Chambly, TJ Rooker, and Trevor Edwards. Well, Josh, we're lining them up, about to go green flag racing here. 200 laps at Nashville Fairgrounds, a new track on the iRacing service, as the pace car rolls off.
Yeah, a new track. These guys know it. It's going to be fun. Green flag
is in the air here at Nashville. As they come out of turn 2, Robbie Keneally has a pretty big gap early on, but that 95 of Dalton Collins is a little bit behind. Field kind of single filing out here a little bit.
Yeah, looking back here to Robert Barber, as Barber is trying to work up through the field, right behind Travis Pryor, who Pryor is in 4th, started 4th. So you got Pryor and Barber, 2 of the championship 4 right there, and then a couple cars back, you're going to have another one of those 4 drivers, Scott Formosa, and then we got to go check in, see how Jonathan Smith is doing. He started back there deep in the field. He's worked up to the 14th position. Make sure to keep an eye on those championship 4 as well as watch the rest of the racing action through the night.
Yeah, right in front of Jonathan Smith. They are side by side for that 12th position with Louis Robinette and Jackie Palmore.
Yeah, Robinette's got that inside line. He's really getting shook as he's trying to make a move.
Oh, Palmore got turned there. Can he save it?
He's able to save it.
Saw how they didn't do.
There we go. Palmore saves it. We go back up here. This Pryor is getting into the thick of things. He's got Dalton Collins right in front of him, trying to get around those guys. You got Boers up there. It's good to see Preston Boers back up here, racing with these guys. You got Robert Barber.
And looking back at that incident, it just looks like Robinette just came up a little bit on the straight, but they kept it going, so we still are green flag here.
Yeah, looking back here for a battle, it looks like Christopher Miller in the 5 and the 52 of Jeff Dillon. They're trying to do some battle.
Yeah, the brother just kind of got into the wall a little bit there, Kevin Dillon.
look up in front of these guys to Scott Formosa, as he's got Kevin Dillon in front of him, Kelsey Rogers behind him. He's sandwiched there. Oh, Barber making a move on Pryor. And Pryor uses that high line momentum to drive away on the exit of the corner.
I wonder if this will kind of be another, I believe, North Wilkesboro, where that high line was kind of key, and when going side by side with someone.
Well, here early on, it looks like that high line, whenever you're going side by side, is going to be the preferred line when you're racing.
I know we saw Robinette make it work for a while. Not very easily, but he did manage to make it work.
Yeah, looking back now to... Well, they're kind of spread out a little bit. Maybe Robinette, Smith, and Edwards in front of Robinette. Chambly behind him. It looks like Edwards got around him on that last lap.
Yeah, right now, if you are Jonathan Smith, you do have to kind of worry about that 32 car. That 32 is just going to get around him there.
Yeah, and Trevor Edwards able to use the low side. We've not seen that very much here. I haven't seen that here. I've seen a lot of guys have to use the high side to make passes, and so we're going to have a caution.
That looks like TJ Rooker.
Yeah, looking at it, Caleb, it just looks like Rooker just overgassed it on exit, and it just spun around on him.
Yeah, I think maybe Victory kind of getting a little loose there, maybe kind of let him to react how he normally wouldn't, and the car just kind of snapped on him. TJ was running in the 20th position before that happened. There will be no lucky dog under caution. There were no lap down cars.
Yeah, looking at the running order, go back through the running order. It's going to be Keneally, Boers, Collins, Pryor, Barber, your top 5, Dillon, Formosa, Rogers, Clark, Miller, your top 10, with Jeff Dillon, Edwards, Smith, Robinette, Chambly rounding out the top 15, Vade, Wing, Palmore, Victory, and Rooker rounding out the field. With everybody still on the lead lap, but TJ Rooker, the cause of that caution, he is 3 laps down at this point. Still very early on. We still have yeah, 79 laps now. 179 laps, and It's going to be a great race. This is our double filing back up. We're going to go back green this time by.
Yeah, they're on the back straight right now. Pace truck rolls off. And we are back green here at Nashville.
You almost said North Wilkesboro.
I did almost say North Wilkesboro.
Yeah. No, and this is another one of those tracks that's very very cool to have, to be able to race at now. Especially with they're trying to get a deal to where NASCAR actually comes back to Nashville to race at the Super Speedway. So it's awesome, and especially with these guys that do race in this series, that actually races at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, coming here to finish out their championship. It's kind of awesome for these guys.
Yeah, Dalton Collins has lost a couple spots. I think he lost one to Boris Pryor, and now it looks like Barber as well.
Yeah, and Collins is in danger of losing another one to Kevin Dillon. As Dillon looks to the inside, we got the slow car, the 00. That is TJ Rooker.
Yeah, I think that kind of led them to get single file there. But yeah, Miller going into the inside of Formosa. Or I'm sorry, that would be Edwards.
It'd be the 36 of Kelsey Rogers. You can look into the inside of Scott Formosa.
Well, yeah, now I got the wrong car with that. I'm still a little rusty, Josh.
Well, you know, it's been a fantastic race here through 30 laps. These guys are really putting on the display to show what Nashville, not only Nashville means to them, but the type of racing that Nashville can put on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I think we'll have to ask the guys after the race, how does this drive compare to the real racetrack?
Yeah, and looking back, Christopher Miller trying to fend off the it's the 3 of Casey Clark.
Yeah, we see Casey, and I mean, I didn't see him do much races, but from what I gathered, he has some speed. But Jonathan Smith is right behind them.
Yeah, and Smith, he started deep in the field. I'm not sure where exactly he started. I think he started about 16th position. And he's up to 12th here. So Smith doing the right thing. He knows that it is a long race, so he's just biding his time, being patient, try to get around these guys to try to come home with the championship here. It's been a long season for these guys.
And Jonathan Smith was always one. Oh, we have one sideways back there. He saved it though. Matt Vade saved that car. That was a little loose on him off of turn 2. You know, Robbie Keneally, we have not really said his name much this race, but he is your leader by over 2 seconds.
Yeah, and Keneally doing what he has to do just to if you remember, whenever he was racing on a weekly basis with these guys, he was up there doing very well at the front of the field, week in, week out, and he came back and really showed that he can still run up front on a weekly basis.
Yeah, the guy behind him, Preston Boris, like I said, he has shown some speed. I remember the first race I did, he was running up there and then got involved in a crash. And I saw him win back-to-back races. He got currently under attack from fire. But you know what's going to be fun coming up here? Lap traffic.
Yeah, we saw the leader really working around lap traffic, but Jackie Palmore was the car that was going a lap down. Did an excellent job to hold the line to allow the leader to get around easily. As Travis Pryor moves up to second, his caution comes out.
I don't know what that's for.
It was for the 3 of Casey Clark. But looking at it here,
I think he just kind of came down on that 25.
yeah, there was a little bit of contact there, and then Casey was able to save it. And then I think he maybe got on the gas a little much there at the end of the exit.
Yeah, that's not the first incident we've seen like that. I mean, our first caution for TJ Rooker was the exact same thing.
Yeah, so looking at the lineup here, you're going to have Robbie Keneally, your leader, Travis Pryor, second, Preston Boers is third, Robert Barber, fourth, Dalton Collins, fifth, Kevin Dillon is sixth, Scott Formosa, seventh, Kelsey Rogers, eighth, Trevor Edwards, ninth, Christopher Miller, 10th, Jonathan Smith up to 11th, Chuck Chambly in 12th, Matt Vade in 13th, Jeff Dillon, 14th, Louis Robinette, 15th. Austin Victory, 16th. Jackie Palmore was 17th. Got a lap back there. Nicholas Wing is 18th. Casey Clark is 19th. And TJ Rooker, 20th here.
Rooker is out on the track right now. Just 13 laps down, hopefully. Hoping for some people to DNF this race.
Yes, Casey Clark is the last car on the lead lap. He was involved in that latest caution here. So, for the general consensus that I'm seeing is the track is dead on from what Nashville is really like. So, again, another testament to iRacing doing a great job of getting these tracks and getting them in and getting them looking and feeling exactly like the tracks that they are replicating. As we get set to go back green here, green flag comes out, and Travis Pryor able to stick with Robbie Keneally.
Yeah, we'll see it for how long, as Boris is giving him some pressure right now.
And that is a new paint for Pryor. Did not mention that earlier, but that is a different paint scheme than what we have seen all.
Kevin Dillon around. He saves it, but not before he loses at least 10 spots.
Well, he's going to go back to 16th position at least on this lap as Austin Victory gets around him. Yeah, Kevin Dillon down to 16th. So he loses 10 spots. Nick Wing up to 17th. And Jackie Palmore is running the 18th spot. Casey Clark is in pit road.
Yeah, that sucks for Kevin Dillon. What seemed to happen there was he just kind of was in the inside. It got a little tight, and he hit the car on the outside and spun himself around. He got some damage from that, from hitting the inside wall. But Pryor is sticking with Keneally right now. I wonder if Keneally might be saving his tires or something right now.
Well, and Dalton Collins gets around Robert Barber there for the 4th spot, so move Barber back to 5th. And that's not the way he wants to go. He needs to keep moving forward if he wants a shot at winning the championship here tonight.
Contact between Kelsey Rogers and Trevor Edwards as Kelsey gets by. Or I'm sorry, Trevor gets by Kelsey.
Yeah. Jonathan Smith, another one of the championship drivers. He's up to 10th. 2 spots, or well, 1 car behind, rather. Scott Formosa, one of the other championship 4 drivers.
Yeah. Someone who is on a move right now is Trevor Edwards. Running in that 6th position, up in 11th position, is currently our biggest mover. And you might be surprised to know it's not. It's not Jonathan Smith.
See, and I think Edwards, you're giving Edwards where he was scheduled to start, but I believe he got an EOL at the start of the race, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so he got up to 19th at the start of that. Yeah, but he is, regardless of 17th or 19th where he started, he is on a move right now. Now we'll have to see, is he abusing his tires? Oh, Forrest kind of got a little high there.
Yeah, and that's going to open the door for Dalton Collins to get around and move up into the 3rd spot. Robert Barber trying to pounce and make a move to get back up into the 4th spot. Don't know if it will be enough for Barber to get around him, but it's worth giving it a shot as Boers is getting loose off of turn number 4 there. Able to save it from going disastrous.
But not before they hit each other. Oh, but they keep it going. You know, I think early on when Barber did have the run, that 95 being there really hurt him because he couldn't dive. He couldn't try to get underneath him, drive it deep in, and try to get a whole length ahead of Forrest. But now Barber finds himself under pressure from Trevor Edwards, who I just talked about, is on a move.
Yeah, and Edwards got around Barber, and Barber, like I said, Barber is going the wrong way, so I don't know if his tires are gone and he's trying to hang on as long as possible. Now his teammate to the outside, Scott Formosa, as Barber makes contact with Rogers. Rogers able to save it there. Good job by Rogers to hang on to that car before losing it. So Barber able to stop the bleeding, but he's going to fall down to the 7th spot.
Now, they are really starting to go at it here. That's Jackie Palmore, who's some lap traffic for them to get around.
Yeah, going and checking in with Pryor, who is about a second to a second and a half behind our race leader, Robbie Keneally.
Yeah, they are in a different class compared to the rest of the field. Don't worry, Pat. I promise I will not jinx.
Looking back here to Jeff Dillon in the 52, as Dillon has got Robinette behind him and Matt Vade in front of him, and Kevin Dillon back there as well. And Robinette goes high and gets stuck behind the lap car. So scratch one up for Kevin Dillon, using the lap car as a pick.
Well, I mean,
and Nick Wing back there, he's having a rough race, running in the 17th spot,
and
16th.
probably affecting him enough.
Robert Barber trying to go back up inside the top 5, and he does. He gets around Preston Boers, so put Barber back up to 5th.
Yeah, I think what happened to Barber, why he fell back, is because he was stuck on that rough bottom. The Kelsey Rogers is right there.
Yeah, and that's this group right here. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. You can go all the way back to 10th place. Jonathan Smith is up in there as well. They're all close together, and Barber's starting to pull away just a little bit now. We go back to Rogers, as Rogers has got Boers behind him. Boers has some right front damage there. Looks like he got into the outside wall.
Yeah, I have seen him kind of go wide a couple times, so it would not surprise me if he did hit the wall. But, you know, he'll just have to drive that thing a little more. I mean, he seems to be really fast right now still. Jonathan Smith is kind of stuck in that 10th position.
Yeah, and he can't get around Christopher Miller, but he's not giving up any time.
I think everyone needs a caution right now. Just, you know, anyone who's not Pryor or Keneally, I think, needs a caution.
Yeah, well, see, and that's the thing, is they've only got the one set of tires to change, so that makes it kind of difficult. You don't want to push too hard here. It is a 200 lap race, and if you change your tires too early, you're in trouble for the second half of the race. As last time by, Dalton Collins had the fastest lap on track, chasing down the 32 of Dalton Collins, or Trevor Edwards rather.
Yeah, and you see Keneally and Pryor did not have any traffic that last lap, so maybe we could be seeing Collins, if he can continue this trend of being faster than them. Especially, you know, we are going to probably be dealing with lap traffic here soon with some of the mid-pack people, so that could really hurt Keneally and potentially Pryor too.
Yeah, looking. Let's go check in with the 80 of Scott Formosa. As Formosa's still running the 8th spot. He's kind of, well, Jonathan Smith got around Christopher Miller, but he was like Jonathan Smith there for a while. Not really losing, not really gaining. Now he's making a move on Preston Boers to get up into the 7th spot, but Boers battling back hard on the outside.
Yeah, either Boris's tires are gone or he has a little too much damage. I'm thinking a little both right now.
Yeah, well, with the way that the cars are sliding up, it really leads you to believe that their tires are worn, and they're trying to maintain the tires so that they can get to the pit stop and really be able to get after it in the second half of the race.
Yeah, I do not. Can they make it on a whole tank of fuel here?
Your guess is as good as mine, and maybe one of the guys that it's watching that races here can tell us if they can make it on a whole tank of fuel. I don't think they can. I think they might be able to go 140 laps. Just watching Jonathan Smith work to the inside of Preston Boers now to get up to the 8th spot. The leader of the championship for Travis Pryor, followed by Robert Barber, then Scott Formosa and Jonathan Smith.
Oh, Boris on his lid. Caution is out. Oh my. Not the way Boris would have wanted to end this season.
Yeah, well, going back and watching it, right, it looks like he got loose and tried to overcorrect so he didn't take out Jonathan Smith, knowing that Smith is one of the championship 4, and he just landed on his roof. And
yeah, it's tough in that situation, Boris. You know, you don't want to take him out, but it's hard not to. It's hard to save it. And I mean, if he would have walked it up, he probably would have been out anyway. Because there was a whole pack of drivers behind him. So, I mean, I feel bad for Boris. Had some damage to car, just the car's handling just seemed to go away, and that's how he will end his season.
well, I wouldn't say he's going to end his season like that. He can always come back unless he has.
He is disconnected.
All right, so he will, in fact, end his season with a flip over at Nashville. Robert Barber stays out. He will be the new race leader. Chris Miller stays out. Chuck Chambly, Matt Vade, they stay out as well. Looks like Lou Robinette, Jeff Dillon, Austin Victory, they also stay out. Everybody else pitting.
Personally, I would not pit right here.
I mean, it's close to halfway. And we've heard several of the guys say in the past that when they are given a set of tires, they like to change them right around halfway, and we're right there, give or take a handful of laps. So they'll have to save the tires a little bit to be able to make it the rest of the way on the tires. But what this is going to do, if we go green for a long run like we just did, it's really going to hurt Barber, Miller, Chambly, Vade, and Robinette.
Not necessarily. I mean, we've seen it work out at Dover. If you can, at Dover, what we kind of saw was if you can stay on the lead lap with the old tires, you can make a big difference on a new set of tires at the end of the race. I believe, we saw Boris, Caleb Smith, and Louis Robinette as your top three in that race because they pitted later than ever.
You mean Caleb Ramsey?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so they're going to double up. It's going to be Barber, Miller, Chambly, Vade, Robinette, Edwards, Formosa, Pryor, Rogers, Keneally, Smith, Jeff Dillon, Dalton Collins, Nick Wing, Kevin Dillon, Palmore, Victory, Clark, Boers, and Rooker, the running order here. We're going to get set to go back racing here.
Pace truck has rolled off, and we are back green here at Nashville. Oh, we have one kind of sideways.
I believe that was 25 of Chambly that got sideways in turns 1 and 2. But look at this. Travis Pryor already working his way through the field. He's got Keneally behind him. So that's going to be interesting. As Keneally had a bit of a longer pit stop. About 5.5 second longer of a pit stop.
Matt Vade in the wall. That just caused Jonathan Smith to slow up. And by the way, I believe it was Matt Vade as well who kind of split in 1 and 2 there.
Looking at Pryor, though, working his way up through the field. He's going to try to get up there to take the lead away from Robert Barber. Now, if a caution was to come out right now, that'll help the guys that stayed out. But it's not going to hurt the guys that pitted.
Even if I didn't come in, and there's a caution now, I would not come in.
Yeah, you got Keneally and Pryor working the bottom of the racetrack to get around some of these cars on older tires. And the 5.
Miller in the wall.
Yeah, the 5 got tapped by the 32 of Edwards. But Pryor, set and sell, trying to catch the leader. You don't have to win the race. You just got to be the highest finishing of the championship 4 to win the championship tonight.
Well, with these 4, you might have to win the race. But I saw someone say over the chat, do not sleep on Robbie Keneally. You cannot just assume that he's going to not be there because he's not in the championship 4. He's been super fast today.
Well, see, and I've seen this in the past number of weeks. The car that was the fastest throughout the race, they don't always win it. Like Scott Formosa the last few weeks, his caution comes out.
And that's Matt Vade. Jonathan Smith was involved in that.
Yeah, looking at it, though, it looks like Vade just turned down on Smith. Smith had nowhere to go.
Yeah, we've seen Vade kind of struggle with the handling on that race car. Sucks for Jonathan Smith. He seems to be fine. I can just see a little bit of damage from that.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see the guys that didn't pit start pitting, and you're going to see some of the guys that did pit come in and pit.
Yeah, why would you pit again? I think, there's an adjustment, that you need to make. You aren't very happy with the handling of that race car, or your tires fell off. You can change things there.
Yeah, and so the big thing though, right, is we saw a lot of the cars. They were good early on fresh tires, and then later in the night, later in the runs, the car just wasn't handling the same on fresh tires like it was early in the race. So they're gonna have to go in and make an adjustment to try to get these cars to handle right for them.
Yeah, and the track is rubbering in, which will make it a little hotter, a little looser.
Yeah. So with the updated running order, you're gonna have Keneally, Pryor, Edwards, Rogers, Miller, Collins, Barber, Formosa, Wing, Chambly, Dillon, Robinette, Smith, Vade, Palmore, Clark, Kevin Dillon, Rooker, Victory, and Boers, with Victory and Boers out of the race. But as I was saying before that caution came out, we've seen numerous times fastest car lead a majority of the laps but not win the race.
Oh, many times. I could take Corey Juicer a few times that happened to. Robbie Keneally that's happened to. Preston Boris, I remember that happening. It happens a lot where the fastest guy doesn't normally win the race. The pace truck is now rolling off. We are back green here at Nashville. Oh, Jackie Palmore around. Will we see a caution?
No. Palmore back going?
Yeah, we are now under caution.
The caution came out for the 00 getting loose in the 52 of Jeff Dillon having nowhere to go, and the 00 gets stuck, not able to keep racing.
Ooh, hard hit there.
Yeah, very hard. Dillon flips over, and the 00 of Rooker gets stuck, so it's going to make it to where those two drivers are going to be sitting on pit road for a little bit of time. But it's going to be Keneally, Pryor, Rogers, Edwards, Collins, Miller, Formosa, Barber, Chambly, Smith, Robinette, Vade. Well, it'll be Palmore, then Vade, Wing, Dillon, Clark, Dillon, Rooker, Victory, and Boers. The running order here on lap number 113 of 200. Have 88 laps to go. So, but looking at if the race was to end right now, Caleb, Pryor would be the champion, with Formosa second, Barber third, and Smith your fourth place finisher in the championship standings. Granted, we still have 87 laps to go, so anything can happen. But with the way that Pryor has been running here, you have to think it's all but his, unless something was to happen. I know, you're not going to comment.
I'm not going to comment. But Pat just said it would be the icing on the cake to win the championship tonight. To win the race tonight, but I want that championship. And she also said, please just keep it smooth, Travis.
So we're going to go back to green this time by Travis Pryor and Robbie Keneally out on the front row with Keneally your leader. Then you're going to have Rogers and Edwards your second row, Collins and Miller in the third, and then Formosa and Barber in the fourth row.
As the pace truck rolls off, we are back green. With only 14 cars on the lead lap, down to turn 1. Robbie Keneally has a little bit of a lead over Travis Pryor, but they are really going at it back there.
Yeah, you look back to Kelsey Rogers and Trevor Edwards there fighting hard for the third spot. And it looks like Pryor is just taking it nice and easy, not really forcing anything, and just trying to save his equipment until later in the race. Now you got Collins looking to the outside of Rogers to take over the fourth spot.
Kelsey was very close to that bumper of the 32.
See, and now this is a position where you don't... It's hard. Normally you think inside fastest way around the track, yes, but then the 80 and the 36 make some contact. And that's going to slow the 80 down. He's going to get some damage, and now his teammate's going to look to the inside. His teammate's going to make contact.
Oh, that was Formosa. Caution is out. That could very well hinder that 80 car, the 80 cars championship hopes. He has a lot of damage after that.
Yeah, going back, it all really started whenever the 80 and the 36 got together in the middle of 1 and 2, and then the 80 just bad luck that whole entire lap and gets spun around, and heavy damage now on that right-hand side.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for him. Formosa was, at least when I quit broadcasting, he was championship leader for every single race. He still has a shot, but it's going to be very less now.
Yeah, let's see, and that's the thing is Formosa led the points all the way up until the playoffs started. And I believe he was leading the points for a majority of the playoffs. He's led them all the way up until today.
You know how he did that? Consistency. He finished top 10 in like over 3/4 of the races. Just an incredible season by him. And you know, you hate to see it, you really do, but you have to think, if you're Travis Pryor, if you're Jonathan Smith, if you're Robert Barber, you know, this could be a little weight. We'll have to see how the car drives, but if it doesn't drive well, that's a little weight lifted off your shoulder.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen this Formosa come back with a very damaged car to finish inside the top 5. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Formosa could come back and still manage to win the championship.
Yeah, I've seen very crazy things happen in this league before. I mean, great group of guys. So we'll have to see. I mean, but Keneally Pryor. We'll have to see how much Pryor's been saving. It must be a little harder for him to save as he has been in traffic a lot more than Keneally, who has been only in lap traffic. And at this point, unless we go green to the end, I don't see us having a significant amount of lap traffic.
Yeah, so looking at the order, it's going to be Keneally, Pryor, Collins, Rogers, Smith, Chambly, Vade, Robinette, Edwards, Barber, Palmore, Formosa, Miller, Wing, Clark, Kevin Dillon, Jeff Dillon, Rooker, Victory, and Bohr is the running order. As we're going to go green this time. Bye.
Yeah, the pace truck rolling off. And the green flag is out. Oh, Jonathan Smith saves it.
Saves it and doesn't really, I mean, he loses a couple spots, but he manages to hang on here. So he's going to be able to, he'll be in that 7th spot, so he just loses 2 spots. Quick little rebound there for Jonathan Smith.
But, that is a little bit extra strain on the tires, though. And he has to make up more position. He looks like he might be a little faster than the 08 in that base, but, passing here is very difficult.
Yeah, and you'll go up a little bit further. Right behind Pryor, you got Collins and Rogers battling hard for the 3rd spot.
But he's going to lose a spot to Trevor Edwards, who we've said, but this race, he's fast. And there's not much else to say, but for 2nd place in the championship, we have a 3-way battle right now. Jonathan Smith, Robert Barber, and Scott Formosa all in a row right now. Trevor Edwards going to the inside of Matt Bain for that 6th position. Trevor been pretty fast tonight.
Yeah, and you see they get up into the wall again, and that right side of that car is beat up. So
yellow's out.
it's going to involve the 82 of Jackie Palmore. Comes out of pit road and just slams into, looks like that is the 24 of Nicholas Wing there.
I almost wonder if he was if he was on that apron, just gassed it and lost it. Or maybe there was some, hard feelings between those two.
Well, to me, it looked like, so from my perspective, it looks like he left the pit lane and was just trying to get up on that high side. Didn't know how far back the leaders were, just trying to make sure he stayed out of the way from the leader so he didn't cause a wreck with the leaders.
Yeah, this track does have some banking to it. So, it would not surprise me if he gassed it on cold tires and kind of lost control. I guess we really won't know what happened. And that's Casey Clark getting a lap back. So he now, I believe, will be one lap down. Or I'm sorry, 2 laps down, I believe. So, Josh, we are almost into the last fourth of this race.
Yep. I see that you've gotten better at math.
I'm good at math.
Yeah. So the running order will be Keneally, Pryor, Collins, Rogers, Chambly, Edwards, Vade, Smith, Barber, Formosa, Miller, Robinette, Clark, Wing, Palmore, Kevin Dillon, Jeff Dillon, Rooker, Victory, and Boers. So we'll get set to go back racing here.
Ace truck rolls off once again. And we're back green here at Nashville. See the run. Pryor gets out of turn 2. Enough to clear Dalton Collins.
Yeah, and I think, again, looking at Pryor's lap times, he's running a little bit slower, and he gets tapped from behind by Collins to Collins.
Young.
Collins, in turns, gets... So we're going to go back, and we're going to go on board with the 95 of Dalton Collins. Collins got into Pryor, backed off of it, and then he got tapped from behind and sent around.
Oh, that must have been a heart-stopping moment there for Pryor, almost. But that does have pretty huge race implications. Dalton was pretty fast. We'll have to see if he can get back up there.
Yeah, so now you have the issue of that moves the championship 4 closer together now, as they're currently running 2nd, 6th, 7th, and 8th. As we look at the running order here, it looks like Pryor's going to duck down pit road. So with 59 to go,
no one's claiming that caution, so Pryor's going to have to go through the pits. This could have huge championship implications, Josh.
Yeah, and that could be a big issue for Travis Pryor. He's going to have to drive back through the field.
Yeah, no one did claim that caution was the reason why he had to go in.
And that's part of the rules package that these guys employ here. So, very unfortunate for him, but
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for Travis Pryor. I mean, not only does that affect the potential race standings, I mean, that could lose him the championship. But we still have 57 laps to go.
Yeah, so looking at the order, it's going to be Keneally, Edwards, Chambly, Smith, Formosa, Barber, Vade, Miller, Robinette, Collins, Pryor, with Rogers, Clark, Dillon, Wing, Palmore, Jeff Dillon, Rooker, Victory, and Boers, with, it looks like, Boers, Victory, Palmore, and Rogers out of the race.
Yeah, people who are have kind of quietly come up there is Chuck Chambly, running in that fourth position. He'll line up.
Yeah, so now if Pryor was conserving his tires up to this point, he's not going to be able to conserve it, as he needs to get up there and get past the fourth place driver of Jonathan Smith, who is currently
green flag.
So looking at this here, we're going to go back to Matt Vade, Christopher Miller. No, they're not battling hard anymore.
It's go time for Pryor. If he's ever wanted something more in his life, he'll have to drive hard for it. Oh no! Oh boy. There we go. Robert Barber, Travis Pryor around. Wow.
Yeah, and it started with the 5 of Chris Miller and the 8 of Robert Barber. And Pryor got collected in it, but it's safe to say, though, that
Barber might be done here for a championship hope. But yeah, that was a little scary for Pryor, but he didn't seem to get a whole lot of damage from that.
No, he didn't. And so if you look at it, right, so Jonathan Smith is in 4th, Scott Formosa 5th, Travis Pryor is in 9th, Robert Barber is a lap down in 10th place. So as we go and we check in, because Matt Vade was in there as well, looks like his car isn't any more beat up than what it was. And you got the 26 of Kevin Dillon right there. He got some damage out of that as well. Travis Pryor doesn't appear he got any damage out of it. His car still looks pretty fresh. Yeah, there's a little bit on the right front. Not much. Nothing major. Let's see who else was involved. Louis Robinette. He's going down pit road to get some repairs done there. The 5 of Miller is on pit road. The 8 of Barber on pit road with some pretty good damage there on the right front. So we're going to be within 50 to go here. So we are in the final quarter of this race. the running order is going to be Keneally, Edwards, Chambly, Smith, Formosa, Collins, Vade, Pryor, Robinette, Clark, Barber, Miller, Dillon, Rogers, Wing, Palmore, Jeff Dillon, Rucker, Victory, and Boers, with Rogers, Wing, Palmore, Victory, and Boers out of the race.
Well, Josh, get ready for 47 laps of action.
Yeah, and it's just gonna intensify as we go on.
Pace truck rolls off. Green flag back in the air.
It looked like Formosa had an issue on the restart there.
Well, that's good for Pryor. Pryor is able to kind of get past him there.
Yeah, and so what he's doing is he's just following Collins. Collins is moving his way through the field, and that allows Pryor to just kind of follow in his line, so to speak, and really get around these drivers. You go back out front, the top three are separated by 0.8 of a second now. It's Chuck Chambly. Had that issue early on in the race, battled back. He's running the top three now.
Have to keep an eye on Pryor. He's only 2 spots. He has to get past Collins, and he has to get past Smith. But Smith is the important one.
I mean, he doesn't need to get past Collins. He just needs Collins to get past Smith, to put Smith in a predicament to where that allows Pryor to get around him, and he's back up into the same position he was. But it's got to be heartbreaking for Robert Barber, sitting on pit road, 8 laps down currently. And he had a very good race car here, running 5th, 6th, and 7th most of the day here.
You know, 40 laps seems like it's a while. It's a short track. And unless, if we start getting tighter action, it's not going to be a long time. It's not going to be a long time to make up spots. Pryor's looking. I mean, I give Pryor that.
Well, see, and now he has to really be patient because he's got the 80 car behind him as well. And that could be spelled disaster for Pryor, and it could spell disaster for Formosa. But looking, so we've only got a handful of cars. We've got 9 cars on the lead lap. Our selection has kind of dwindled. If we go up here to the 95 between Collins and Pryor, they seem to be the closest cars on track, as everybody else is kind of spread out quite a bit. And now if you look, Collins has moved closer to the 23 of Jonathan Smith.
They are moving closer, but I mean, if I'm Pryor, I have to just be like shaking at the wheel right now, because this is a pretty pressure-filled situation. Jonathan Smith would be, if you ask me, with these 4, like, back in April, I probably would have said Jonathan Smith would be the underdog. Now, not so much.
Yeah, no, and a lot's changed in 5 months as guys have gotten really consistent and caught fire with the consistency and have really, we've seen Jonathan Smith run top 5 almost weekly now. as Pryor looks to the inside of Collins down the straightaway.
They make contact.
And that's going to allow Pryor to get out in front. But Collins battling back on the outside.
Now they're roughing each other up. But this is not good for Pryor or Formosa, because what this is doing is creating a little bit of a gap now.
And they settle it out. They're going to go single file. As Keneally up front is opened up about a half a second gap over Trevor Edwards in the 32. Then you got Chuck Chambly in the 25. Jonathan Smith in the 23. Then you're going to have Dalton Collins in the 95. That's your top 5. Then you're going to have Pryor in 6th, Formosa in 7th, Vade in 8th, and Louis Robinette back there in the 9th spot. Casey Clark is 10th, 2 laps down.
If I'm Pryor, I think I might have to start using the bumper. I mean, he has been able to get past him.
But at the same time, you still have 28, 29 laps. So you still have a little bit of a time.
It's not going to be easy at all to pass that 23 Jonathan Smith. So, I mean, I think right now, like I said like 7 laps ago it's go time. Now it's really go time, I think.
Yeah, and they're not losing a whole lot of time, and Pryor just ran the fastest lap of the race. Or fastest lap, the last lap. Had the fastest time last lap. But they're not really losing a whole lot of time to Jonathan Smith. And in fact, Smith is losing time to them as they're closing back in on Jonathan Smith now. But Formosa had the fastest lap the last lap by. And now it goes back to our leader having the fast lap.
This is where patience for Pryor is not going to work here, I think he heard me. As he made a move there, but can't really get it done. They are about half a tenth faster a lap. But I do think that 95 is kind of slowing him up. I mean, you can see Formosa's kind of getting packed in there too.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Late in the race, somebody's got fresher equipment. They were able to conserve, and now you see Pryor go to the inside, looking to try to fend off the 95 of Dalton Collins. And they're going to keep at it through 3 and 4. And at the line, it's going to be Collins.
But Pryor has a big run on him right now.
Yeah, but that bottom side with the bumps, it's just, you lose so much time.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, if he can get this spot, he can move on to Jonathan Smith. And same as Formosa. Oh no. Oh no. That's...
Pryor able to hang on to it and recover. They'll lose 1 spot to Scott Formosa. But this is the closest battle on track is all these cars. We're going to go up to Scott Formosa now. He's got to fend off Travis Pryor. But he's got to find a way to get around Dalton Collins to try to get to Jonathan Smith. Otherwise, Jonathan Smith, Mr. Consistent himself.
Jonathan Smith, him as a champion would be great. That would just show how hard work can really pay off, and we've seen that improvement by him. So it'd be great if he could win the championship. It'd be great if any of these three who are in the hunt right now can win. They all are kind of close to each other, but that would kind of show it, and show that. Formosa winning would be what, domination through a season can do, and then Pryor has just been fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and it's a little bit of a heartbreak story for Barber. Caught up in that wreck 30-some laps ago, and really not able to get back out there and race. As looking at the lap times, Pryor, out of the three that are in the championship chase, Pryor is running the fastest laps on track.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little too late. With that 95. But if they don't get by them soon, it's going to be too little too late.
Pryor trying to make a move on Formosa again. He's there, looking to the inside. He wisely pulls back in with 11 laps to go.
It's the 95 that's really hurting these two behind him.
Yeah, and now you see he gets a run on Jonathan Smith. We'll see if he can't get something done to get around Jonathan Smith.
And I would not be surprised to see Formosa use that bumper on him.
I don't think Formosa or Pryor will use the bumper. And I say that, and there it goes.
He did. Formosa around. We'll see what he can do. This just got a whole lot interesting, Josh.
Yeah, and looking back, Pryor's trying to catch up to Collins as Collins is getting loose off the corners. So his tires are worn out. Pryor, he got loose whenever Formosa made his move on Collins. Pryor got loose.
Pryor's just going to have to hope they touch or something. 5 to go, and we have a big battle for the championship. I think Pryor's a little too far back to get it by speed right now. He's going to have to hope for something. But Jonathan Smith can get this if he can hold on. But Formosa, with the damaged race car, we kind of counted him out. But he's going to use the bumper on Smith. It's going to slow them up. We have a yellow flag, which will create a green-white checkered attempt. By the way, for anyone wondering, top three were pretty checked out.
Looking at it, it just looks like maybe a racing deal. I'm not sure. We're going to take another look at it. Yeah, it just looks like a bit of a racing deal there.
out. But I think if no one claims that, they're all going to have to come into pit road.
So, looking at the running order here, it's going to be Keneally, Edwards, Chambly, Smith, Formosa, Vade, Robinette, Pryor, Collins, Clark, Dillon, Kevin Dillon, Jeff Dillon, Barber, and then everybody else from here on out is out of the race. It's going to be Miller, Rogers, Wing, Palmore, Rooker, Victory, and Boers. They're all out of the race here. Very unfortunate for those guys that are out of the race. Very unfortunate for Robert Barber. He had a strong run here this season and got taken up on the lap 50. I believe it was like 53, 56. I believe it was 50, 53 caution. And then Pryor coming down pit road. Clark coming down pit road now.
Yeah, and Pryor has nothing to lose. I
Yeah.
mean, he was there anyway.
Come in, maybe get a quick fix, get back out there, and potentially get around Robinette, Vade, Formosa, and set up. It's going to be tough, but well, with Pryor, he's leaving pit road now, so we could potentially see another three-way battle between Smith, Formosa, and Pryor for the championship. But it will be tough for Pryor to get back up there.
Oh, for sure. Catching up. I mean, 4th and 5th right now. Well, it is your championship 2. Pace truck rolls off. And here we are for our green-white checkered attempt. Green flag is out. Come down the back stretch. 3 and 4. Jonathan Smith leads over Scott Formosa. White flag is out. What will happen in the last corner? Doesn't look like Formosa's going to get it as they come out turn 4. Jonathan Smith will get the championship. Robbie Keneally with the win, Trevor Edwards, and Chuck Chambly.
Yeah. And the unofficial results: Keneally, Edwards, Chambly, Smith, Formosa, Vade, Robinette, Pryor, Collins, Clark, Dillon, Kevin Dillon, Jeff Dillon, Barber, Miller, Rogers, Wing, Palmore, Rooker, Victory, and Boers. So let's see if we can't get some of these guys in here for interviews, and we'll be right back. All right, we got our second place finisher, Trevor Edwards, and Trevor. There was a heck of a race there for a while between yourself and Jonathan, or not Jonathan Smith, but Travis Pryor and Kelsey Rogers for a majority of the race here. So that battle there, it really had to have taken a toll between yourself, Rogers, and Pryor.
I didn't catch the first part of that question. I don't think it was unmuted yet.
The battle between yourself, Trevor Edwards, or not Trevor Edwards, yourself, Kelsey Rogers, and Travis Pryor there for majority of the race for the second, really had to take a toll on you mentally. Just trying to battle and get up there to throw something at Robbie Keneally.
Yeah, Robbie was ridiculously fast. I didn't get on till literally qualifying. I bought the racetrack and got in right as qualifying was ending. So the first 50 laps or so, just kind of figuring out and trying to get a little bit of track position. And then the end game was I was trying to take tires a little bit later than everybody else. And I think I took them one stop too late. So it hurt me pretty bad on track position. So then that last one, Robbie got a good restart, and I just lost track of it. And then we evened out where there was no catching him. And he wasn't pulling away, but I wasn't going to catch him either.
Yeah, and a new track on the service makes it tough to come out here and do what you guys were able to do. But you guys came in and showed what not only you guys as drivers, but this league as a whole is all about.
Yeah, Nashville's probably, besides Irwindale, is my favorite racetrack on the service after this. There's two lanes. You got to really work on the bottom, a little bit of throttle control on the bottom, but you can also run the top. You get a huge run down the straightaway as long as they don't clear you on exit. So it made for a really entertaining race, I hope.
Yeah, and we'll let you thank your sponsors. Get out of here and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I just got to thank Sin City Pilot Cars, Midwest Power Source, and Dynamic Auto Sports. Car was good tonight, but Robbie was definitely better. I'll give him that. He was class of the field all night.
All right, we got our race winner, Robbie Keneally, and Robbie, you were fast from the drop there, and really, really ran the race at your pace.
Yeah, for sure. It was still a tough one. I had some great competition there at the end. Wasn't the best at saving tires on those long runs, but we still come out with the win, and it's huge to win it at a track like this.
Yeah, and especially to come out on the final night of the season. And I know we haven't seen a lot of you this year, but we've seen you quite a bit and you've always been strong. So to come out here, the final race of the season, and really put the big exclamation point beside your name that you've been fast all year whenever you've shown up.
Yeah, appreciate that. Try and do the best we can. May run for points in this series next season too, because it's really fun running here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the big thing, and I forgot to ask Trevor Edwards this, but especially around the bottom, it gets really, really rough, bouncing around, and really can throw the car all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. The bottom was only good to me for qualifying, but the gear in this was really, really low. So the minute we went to the race, it was just top after that. The bottom just was too bogged down to run there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Robbie, congratulations on the win. We'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah, I got to thank you guys for broadcasting, put on a good show first. And then I got to thank David Lamb Racing, got to thank Rocket Racing Setups and everyone over there. Got to thank and Wiley X Sunglasses. And that will be all.
All right. We got your 2020 Super Late Model Series champion, Jonathan Smith. And Jonathan, a heck of a job there. Caleb and I, we were talking throughout the race, and the first part was a little rough for you, but there, the month of May on, probably about the month of June on, you really turned on the consistency bug, and really, top fives, top sevens, week in, week out.
Yeah, that's usually what I try to do in these longer series is just, it's the consistency that's going to keep you up front when it comes to chasing a championship in a series like this. Preferably I'd like to get more wins, but if I can run top five every week, especially against this competition, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there for a while, it was the four of you guys were right there together, separated by a couple of cars. So it was really an intense battle throughout the night for all four of you, but yourself, battling with Formosa there at the end and having to hold him off to win it. That was no easy feat in itself.
Yeah, I can tell you on that green white checkered, I was driving that car as hard as I could for those 2 laps. I knew if he, got up to me, he'd probably be able to get around me. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time, has a lot more experience than I do. I knew my best bet was to not let him get to me.
Yeah, and it was a very, very rough race for yourself at the beginning. Got caught up in a couple of things, and the championship light, so to speak, was very dim in that first quarter of the race, and then you really did what you've been doing the last couple of months and really turned the consistency on and just was smooth and was picking them off one by one to get up there towards the front.
Yeah, it kind of started getting a little bit rough in qualifying early. I just barely scraped the wall right at the start-finish line, so it didn't count either of my laps. I mean, trust me, I wasn't intending on not qualifying and going for a hard charger tonight too, but that's kind of what ended up happening. Then after that, I was just trying to, stay smooth and keep the car clean.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Jonathan, we'll let you thank your sponsors for the year and enjoy this because we got a couple months off, and then you guys will be back at it in November.
Yeah, I've got to thank all the guys at Driven Motorsports for all the help they give me and Driven Designs for the awesome paint schemes. Then ProTeam.com has been on my hood all season and for the past couple of years. Thank Robert for putting on such an awesome league for us to race, and you guys for giving us a good broadcast to go back and watch it.
All right, we've got Robert Barber in here, and Robert, I understand you want to say a few things, so we'll let you go at it and have fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just wanted to first off say congratulations to Robbie Keneally. Heck of a race tonight. I think he pretty much dominated the whole thing. So congratulations to him. I want to also say congratulations to our unofficial champion, Jonathan Smith. Heck of a season he put together, and congratulations to everybody that was in the top four in the chase. Unforeseen circumstances tonight. Wish it would have ended different for everybody. There's a couple of people kind of got the short end of the stick, but regardless, still a great season, a long season. Appreciate all the guys that come out and race with us week in and week out. I appreciate you guys for everything that y'all have done, and it's just been a heck of a season. I wish it would have ended under different circumstances where the four of us could have raced it out for a championship, but it didn't work out that way. Definitely be back ready for the winter season, and thanks again for everything.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. And Caleb, a heck of a night. And it's a heck of a race, heck of a finish. Again, congratulations to Jonathan Smith. Congratulations to everybody. Not just the championship four, but everybody who's raced this season. You know, whether you've won or you've placed your career best or whatever it might be, you know, you guys coming in, week out, really putting on a good show for everybody watching. And, you know, Pat T, Travis's grandmother, hit the nail on the head is, you know, a lot of these guys, not just the racers, but a lot of the people watching. And I know for us, Caleb, we really look forward to seeing what each and every Thursday brings with this group of guys, because they're just so dynamic. They really feed off of each other and really put out a really great racing product.
Yeah, I forgot how fun the series is. You know, after being gone for almost 3 months, but I mean, it was great tonight. And for all the races I did announce before. It's been great, and I had fun.
All right, yeah, Caleb. And another thing, and I don't know if you're still watching the broadcast over on Facebook, but Pat said something, and you know, and it really hits home. Like, not just for myself, but for the people who work with me, the leagues, the people that come in and help call the race, if there's somebody that helps call the race, or people that broadcast other series for me, they make a difference in people's lives, whether, you know, they realize it or not. Just being able to go and put the show on so that people can come in and watch, it really makes a difference. And I know Pat, she looks forward to every Thursday watching Travis come in, try to win, and getting cursed by you, Caleb. And you know, and the other thing that she said is, you know, that she was glad that you were here. I'm glad that you came in for this race. It was very fitting that you came back for tonight's race, and to really end the season kind of how it all started, with you coming in and helping call these races and really helping make this show better each and every week.
Yeah, you know, when I quit broadcasting or when I had to leave because of my job, I really made it a goal of mine to make it for the season finale here.
Yeah, and so looking back at it, I'll have to go back and see when you messaged me, but I think I held it secret for a while. Yeah, August 24th, you messaged me asking if you'd be able to help come in and call the season finale here, and I kept it a secret, didn't tell nobody. Obviously, All Out hasn't raced since the 20th, so it was kind of easier to keep it hidden from these guys. But it was an awesome surprise to put together to really make this night special, not just for the drivers, but for the people watching, you know. And it's been a heck of a race, it's a heck of a season. And so the unofficial standings, again, is Keneally, your winner, Edwards second, Chambly third, Smith fourth, Formosa fifth, Vade sixth, Robinette seventh, Pryor eighth, Collins ninth, Clark 10th, Dillon, Kevin Dillon 11th, Jeff Dillon 12th, Robert Barber 13th, Christopher Miller 14th, Kelsey Rogers 15th, Nicholas Wing 16th, Jackie Palmore 17th, TJ Rooker 18th, Austin Victory 19th, and Preston Boers 20th. So, until next season, you guys have a great time off, and we look forward to seeing you guys back. We have other series. If you guys are missing the racing action on Thursday night, we got a Friday night series, we got Sunday night series, we got a Monday night series. So don't be afraid to jump in and say hello. Don't be afraid to pop in and catch some of the racing action. There's some good racing action there. And we look forward to seeing you guys back here the next time. And until then, stay safe, be careful, take care of yourself. And with everything opening up, make sure you're taking extra precautions to stay safe. And until I see you guys the next time, have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you guys the next time you come in.